All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the third episode of Heritage Storytime. My name is Melissa Stevens, and we are going to have an episode today called Color Your City with Caleb and Olivia. Heritage Storytime is a monthly series of episodes where we read books together and talk about Philadelphia heritage. If you're tuning in today and you're expecting a different episode, maybe one that's in Spanish and English called Let's Play Together, that episode has been postponed until March 11th. So we invite you to join us on March 11th, and we're really happy that you're with us here today for Color Your City with Caleb and Olivia. Um, so Heritage Storytime, if you couldn't tell from the title, is all about heritage. And today we're going to talk a lot about Philadelphia heritage. Heritage is everything that is special and unique to us that we also share with other people. So in Philadelphia's heritage, today we're exploring everything that we share with people who lived in Philadelphia, both in the past, like Betsy Ross, who made the first flag of the United States, and then everything that we share with people who live in Philadelphia today, like you and your friends. And if you're tuning in from someplace other than Philadelphia, I know we have somebody from Maine here today. We hope that you'll enjoy learning all about Philadelphia. Maybe you'll be inspired to come and visit us. And you can also be thinking about your own heritage and the heritage of your own community. So Philadelphia's heritage, we'll learn today, is very diverse and global. We have so many different neighborhoods and cultures represented in our city with connections all over the world to places like Mexico, Japan, India, Nigeria, and China. And despite all of our differences and the fact that some of us come from different places and have different cultures, we are all Philadelphians. So we all have shared heritage. And we can learn more about that heritage that we share by learning what kinds of places in our city and our neighborhoods are important to us as a community. And there are a lot of really cool heritage places and sites in Philadelphia that we're going to explore today. And right now, I'd like to turn it over to my friend, Sarah.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about this book, give you the teeniest bit of introduction to it. It's called the Philadelphia World Heritage Coloring Book, and a local art teacher whose name is Michelle Dowd created the book in 2017. She wrote it in English, and yet now, because of all the changes, we can also read it in Spanish and in Japanese. And if you stick around after this episode, you'll get to hear it read in those two languages. Wondering, are those languages that maybe you speak, Spanish, Japanese, or are there other languages that you speak that maybe we should know about too? As you're going to find out, the book is about Caleb and Olivia who are playing with a kite. Huge problem. The kite gets away from them, it gets loose, so they have to chase the kite all over Philadelphia to try to catch up with it. But do they get it back? Huge question. You're just going to have to wait and find out. Maybe you're going to see them going to some places that you already know about. Maybe some places that you've never been before, but you'd like to go to. So the book can actually be just a bit of a starting point for you, for your teacher, and your families to discover more wonderful things about our special city, our World Heritage City, Philadelphia. You can also find some really cool things to do. Oh, I'm going to show, no, I'm not going to show it. I'm going to show it to you later on, but stay tuned for that really cool activity. Now, we're going to turn it over to Marilyn Russell from the FM radio station WGOL. She's going to read the book. Are you ready?
Thanks, Sarah. I also want to note very quickly that there will be some activities, like Sarah said, after we watch the video of the book reading. So you might want to have paper, pencil, crayons, something to write and draw with ready. And you also want to be prepared at some point to get up, and we'll do a little bit of moving around. So you'll only need enough space to stand up in front of your computer so you can still see, or your phone or your tablet, and swing your arms around a little bit. So be prepared for those things. You might want to get your drawing materials all ready now. So now we're going to watch Marilyn Russell read the coloring book.
I'm ready. How about you? I got a great coloring book here and a box full of crayons. Hi, my name is Marilyn Russell. I get to talk on the radio here in Philadelphia, but I'm really excited to talk to you today and share the Philadelphia World Heritage Coloring Book. Such a great story, written and illustrated by a very smart and fabulous lady, Michelle Dowd. The coloring book has been commissioned by Global Philadelphia Association to bring the idea of heritage, both the cities and their own, to the children of Philadelphia. It's really important that we know we all came from somewhere and we get to live in a great city. The coloring book is pretty awesome, and there's other fun things to do too. First up, an unscramble. All the great landmarks in Philadelphia you can unscramble and write them all down. And then we get to color. Caleb and Olivia are playing when their kite gets loose and blows away on a windy day. Trying to capture it, they're taken on an adventure around the city of Philadelphia. The windy day is perfect for flying a kite, said Caleb. Hey, Caleb, look, it's the Liberty Bell. This bell is famous because it rang in July 1776 for everyone to hear the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence. Across the street is Independence Hall. That's the nickname for the Pennsylvania State House, said Olivia. In 1979, Independence Hall was placed by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, on the World Heritage List. This helped Philadelphia to become a World Heritage City, said Caleb. Oh no, exclaimed Olivia. Our kite string got loose. Let's follow it. Did you know you lived in a World Heritage City? So proud of that as a native Philadelphian. All right, I guess our kite wants to visit Betsy Ross' house, said Olivia. According to a legend, General George Washington asked her to create the first American flag. Let's go inside. Hey, Betsy, why are there only 13 stars on the American flag you're sewing? Well, Caleb and Olivia, that's because there weren't 50 states or any states back then. Do you know what the 13 stars are for, Betsy asked. The 13 colonies, answered Caleb. They became United States after 1776. Well, we have to go catch our kite. Thanks for letting us stop by, said Olivia. It's a great little destination, the Betsy Ross house in Philly on Arch. The kite is headed to Penn's Landing. This is where William Penn first set foot in Philadelphia, said Caleb. In the summer, this area is Spruce Street Harbor Park. And there's lots of fun things to do, said Olivia. Check out this huge chess game. So fun. The kite is circling the ship. It's the USS Olympia from the Spanish-American War, recalled Caleb. And right next to it is the submarine USS Vicuna from World War II. They're both part of the Independence Seaport Museum, said Olivia. I don't know what color I'm gonna color those ships. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, here it is, all laid out for you in a fun maze and a map. It's so windy today. Our kite is flying to City Hall at the center of Philadelphia. Is that William Penn at the top, asked Olivia? Yes, he founded Pennsylvania, and her surveyor, Thomas Home, created the city plan for Philadelphia, said Caleb. Just follow the maze on the city plan. You can find out where we're headed next. You know, Philadelphia was the first city to have lots of cool things. We have the first university, first hospital, first lending library, first daily newspaper, first steamboat, first museum, and the first zoo in America, said Olivia. Over here is our friend Jose, visiting from Mexico. Welcome to Philadelphia. Jose, what's your favorite animal? Caleb asked. My favorite animal is the tiger, replied Jose. What's yours? You'll be able to tell us right here. You can put your favorite animal right here. I'm gonna circle back and put my favorite animal in there. It's close to the tiger. It's actually the lion. Almost caught the kite, exclaimed Olivia. It led us to Shofuso. Shofuso is a traditional 17th century style Japanese house and garden located in Philadelphia's Fairmount Park. It's so peaceful, said Khalid. It's really beautiful too, very relaxing. I go there a lot. Well, the kite is making a stop at the Johnson House in Germantown. The Johnsons were a Quaker family who fought against slavery, said Olivia. Their house was a stop on the Underground Railroad, which was a network of secret routes and safe houses that helped African American slaves escape to freedom during the 1800s, said Khalid. Philadelphia. Check out this mural kite found in West Philadelphia, said Olivia. Philadelphia has more murals than any other city, said Khalid. This one is by the artist Keith Haring. They look like they're having a dance party. They do, right? Philadelphia also is famous. We have famous sculptures that everyone recognizes. This one is created by Robert Indiana. It's in John F. Kennedy Plaza, which is nicknamed Love Park, said Olivia. I think you can tell why. It's on the sculpture. It says love. Lots of other cities have replicated that sculpture and put it in their cities too. Speaking of art, our kite is headed to the Philadelphia Museum of Art, said Olivia. Do you know the art museum was modeled after a Greek temple? It has 72 steps, replied Khalid. I'll race you to the top, shouted Jose. You know, a lot of people do that. And then you can connect the dots and make the art museum. I hope you have a chance to race up the steps at some point. It's really fun to do, just like Rocky did. We're waiting at the airport for our friend Pascal. He's visiting from Paris, said Khalid. I wonder where that plane is flying from. Well, Philadelphia is such an international city. It could be flying from anywhere in the world, said Olivia. Can you match these flags with their country? Welcome to Philadelphia, Pascal. Let's follow our kite down the Ben Franklin Parkway. Look at all these flags. They represent many of the countries Philadelphians have come from, said Olivia. So Ben Franklin was a politician, author, and most importantly, an inventor, exclaimed Khalid. He's known for conducting experiments, such as when he tied a key to a kite during a storm to prove lightning is a form of electricity. Our kite, it finally got caught on something. This metal sculpture of Ben Franklin was created by Alexander Generalis and Thomas Miles, said Olivia. There's a key tied to the end of the kite, exclaimed Khalid. Must be the key to the city. Now, on the last page, you get to list your favorite place in Philadelphia. Where's your favorite place to visit in Philadelphia? I'm gonna need another page. I have so many favorite places to visit in Philadelphia. I love Memorial Hall, now the Please Touch Museum, but there's so many. Make sure you list yours. Thank you, Global Philadelphia Association, for letting me be a part of reading this fabulous coloring book, Philadelphia World Heritage Coloring Book. And I'm so glad I have my crayon. So it's Marilyn, I'm gonna color, and I hope you get to color too, and I hope you have a fantastic day.
All right, everyone. I really loved listening to Marilyn read the story of the World Heritage Coloring Book. So remember that page that she showed you, the blank page that said, where's your favorite place to visit in Philadelphia? All right, that's our job. And when we had the introduction, I told you that I had my own picture, but you know, it's probably not as good as yours. So if you've got some crayons or some colored pencils, some plain paper, you can put it all together. And while you're doing a little bit of drawing, Melissa's going to show us some slides of pictures of students from Henry Houston School in Mount Airy and St. Mary Interparochial School in Center City, and a lot of other sites in the city where people, kids, moms, dads, everybody have taken images from the coloring book and colored them and made really, really fabulous pictures. So we can look at those slides in a couple of minutes, and I'm going to talk to some of the adults in the room while you're doing your coloring. At Houston School, some of the people were exploring family and neighborhood heritage and history. At St. Mary Interparochial School, they were exploring food and other World Heritage cities. So show us those slides, Melissa, and everybody's going to do their drawing. Look at those. All right, so some real possibilities for the adults in the room. As I said at the outset, this coloring book can be sort of the opening idea for a deep dive into local and also family heritage. Maybe at home, everybody has maybe a book on Philadelphia or some family history items such as artifacts from an aunt or from a grandparent that might give everyone the chance to think about what family history is like here in Philadelphia, maybe in another city, maybe in another country, but lots and lots of drawing possibilities for everyone. As you can see, there are lots of adults doing some drawing in these images from all over Philadelphia. Everybody really, really likes to get involved. You also might be noticing there's one, big images of Caleb and Olivia. That's at the Art Museum. That next one is at Chofuso. And then, well, there's somebody else. I think she might be at Girard College. There we are right in front of City Hall. Lots of cutouts, lots of possibilities where you can decorate your house with that World Heritage seal or any of the other images. It's really quite a bit of fun, but remember, the coloring book is just a starting point. Lots and lots of possibilities. And now I find myself wondering what all the young people are doing with their ideas for drawing their favorite place to visit in Philadelphia. You can see those are students from Henry Houston School, and they are up to their elbows, fully involved. What a lot of fun. You know, of course, we have the learnphillyheritage.org website, and on that website, there are lots of additional resources about Philadelphia heritage, culture, and history. I love that one with the kite. And you can also make a display that could go up in your house with lots of fun activities. There's that menu, that plate that has world foods on it and other possibilities. That looks like a Christmas ornament. And that little guy is winding up our display. All right, so everybody want to hold up maybe an image or a picture that you made? Hoping I get to see one. Don't see any yet. Well, let me show you mine. All right, this one is the Historical Society of Pennsylvania, and it's my favorite place. It's kind of nerdy, but I really like it, and it's in Center City. I wrote the address, 13th and Locust Street in Center City, and I wrote on the front, hello, welcome, come inside to learn. Now, it doesn't really say that, but that's how I feel when I get there and I get to go inside. So it's a lot of fun for me to go there, and I'm hoping if you want to, you can send your pictures to melissa.stevens@globalphiladelphia.org, and we can put them up on our website so all of your art can be shown to everybody all over Philadelphia. So that's what we had in mind to do. Back to you, Melissa.
Thanks, Sarah. So if you're still drawing, that's okay. You might want to set your drawings aside for a little bit. I did want to see if I could show you mine. It disappears in my virtual background. So I have a ghost drawing, but you can kind of see there's a little bike rider there. It's the Schuylkill River Trail. If you live in Philadelphia and you like the river and you like to be outdoors, the Schuylkill River Trail is a really cool place. And it's a good place for lots of communities to gather together. So if you're still drawing, that's okay. I'm going to ask you right now, though, to set your drawing aside. We're going to do another activity because there's so much more that we can do with the coloring book than just color. We saw some great examples in the pictures that were just playing, including pictures from the kids at Henry H. Houston School in in Mount Airy, and at St. Mary Interparochial School in Old City. Those are two schools that worked with us to do some really cool coloring book projects, and their teachers did such a great job using the coloring book teacher's guide, which I'll be sharing at the end of this. So let's put our drawings aside for right now. I don't know about you guys, but I get very tired of sitting down all day in front of the computer. There's been a lot of sitting that's been happening the last year. So right now we're gonna get up and move around because we need to get up and move around sometimes during the day. So we've got this mural in Philadelphia done by Keith Haring. And when Marilyn was reading the coloring book, she mentioned that it looked like all of these figures, all of these people are dancing, that they're having a dance party. So I mentioned before the technical difficulties that we were gonna get up and move around a bit. So right now, I want you to get up, make sure that you have some space. I might start disappearing because of the virtual background, but don't worry, I'm still here. Make sure you have some space that you can move your arms around a little bit because we're going to have our own Keith Haring mural dance party. So first, let's pick one of these figures, one of these people in the mural, and see if we can do the same move that they're doing. How about this person? Can you see where this person is in the mural? That's right, they're right there, right beneath the kite. So let's see if we can do this move right here. It looks like he's got his arms up in the air. He's crouching down a little bit. So I want you to crouch down, put your arms up, and kind of move your arms back and forth a little bit. So this is going to be our first move, our first mural dance move. All right, good job. Now, we are going to try another move. So this person, do you see where this person is in the mural? That's right. It's right there in the corner. So this person has both arms up in the air and then one leg out. So try to balance on one leg with both arms up in the air right now. And we're gonna make the move putting our leg up and down. And I'm probably disappearing a little bit in my virtual background, but I promise you I have arms and legs and they're moving. So I wanna see you guys moving your arms and moving your one leg, tapping it up and down. This is our second move. All right, maybe one more. Good job. And then let's find one more mural person. Ooh, I like this person. Can you see where this person is? There they are. They're right beneath the other person that we were just dancing with. So this person has both of their arms out. They're kind of to the side a little bit. So let's pretend that this person is doing the twist. So we're doing the twist. All right, we're moving around, shaking out all those tired bones and muscles from sitting in front of the computer all day. Good job. And you might be able to hear my knees cracking. Now, we've got 3 moves. Let's put them all together and do a dance. So we don't have any music playing right now, but you can picture your favorite song in your head, and you can also do this later. When we're all done this episode, you can practice your dance at home, do some Keith Haring mural dances. Maybe you want to draw some of your own dance moves in the style of Keith Haring, and do some of that dancing. And then you can play whatever music you like. So let's put our dance moves together. First, we're gonna put our arms up in the air, tap our foot up and down. Good job. Then we're gonna crouch down and wave our hands. Good job. Then we're gonna put our hands down a little bit and do the twist. Woo! All right. And that is our Keith Haring mural dance. I'm gonna bring my chair back up, take a seat again. You can keep dancing a little bit if you want. I do want to make sure that everybody knows that this is an actual place. All of the places in the coloring book are real places in Philadelphia. And this mural is at 22nd and Ellsworth, and you can visit it in person and you can practice your dance moves right in front of the mural that's inspiring them. All right. It's a bad sign that I'm a little bit out of breath. Hopefully all of you guys are in much better shape than I am. So we're going to wrap up our episode with just a little bit more. I'm going to turn it back over to Sarah. Oh, and I do want to make sure that you all know that that's just one of very, very many murals in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is known as the mural capital of the world. So we can all be proud that we have this shared heritage, very important places all over the city of these murals, and that we live in a really colorful and creative city. So now I'm going to turn it over to Sarah and catch my breath.
Okay, all right. I'm a little out of breath too because I was dancing too. And if you think you've seen some funny stuff watching a elderly retired lady dance around, well, let's just say it's a good thing I'm in my house by myself. Okay, but it really was a lot of fun. And it might be a little bit snowy outside, but we clearly have demonstrated to ourselves we can have a really fun time inside, learning about Philadelphia's great historical sites, thinking about our own heritages, maybe imagining taking Caleb and Olivia to sites that are special to me or to you in your own neighborhood and doing a little bit of dancing. One of the best things that we found out today is how great Philadelphia is as a city and especially as a World Heritage City. There are lots more activities connected to the coloring book in the suggestions for viewing sheet that your family or your teacher might have gotten as an email. Take a look at it, see what you think. And also check out our learnphillyheritage.org website, which again has all sorts of resources in it for studying, thinking about, visiting Philadelphia in all sorts of corners and neighborhoods in the city. So thanks a lot. I'm going to return this back to Melissa, and she's going to tell us a few more things and end our show. Thanks a lot for being with us today.
Thanks, Sarah. We are running a little bit behind, so if you just joined us in order to watch the Spanish reading of the coloring book, that'll be coming up in just a few minutes. Sarah mentioned that there's some really great resources for teachers and parents and educators. I just shared those links in the chat. You'll also receive, if you registered for the episode today, you'll receive these links in an email. So we've got the suggestions for viewing document, the teacher's guide that's also available in Spanish, the learnphillyheritage.org/stories website has old episodes of Heritage Storytime. We have 2 other episodes that you can watch there. This episode will be up on that website probably next week. And then finally, if you didn't get a chance to finish your drawings that you did with Sarah, that's okay. You've got plenty of time. We really want to see them. We want to know your favorite places in Philadelphia. You can email us pictures of your drawings to the email that's also in the chat, melissa.stevens@globalphiladelphia.org. And I also have a download link for the kind of disappearing for this sheet that comes from the coloring book that asks you to draw your favorite place in Philly. So that's all available in the chat right there. Our next episode is March 11th. That is going to be presented in both Spanish and English. We're going to check out Smith Memorial Playground and go down the big historical wooden slide there. And we also have 2 special bonus videos coming up right now. First is going to be the coloring book read in Spanish by Jennifer Rodriguez. And then right after that, we'll have the coloring book read in Japanese by Yuka Yokoyama. And both of those coloring books in Spanish and Japanese, as well as the English one, are available for sale. That link is also in the chat for you. So thanks for joining us today for episode 3 of Heritage Storytime. We hope to see you again next month on March 11th. And I'm going to now switch over to the video of the the Spanish reading of the coloring book. Have a good day, everybody.